Man, this one really grinds my gears, man. This is just a rant. It's just an opportunity to rant. Titled from Monica Alvin, is Verizon C-band spectrum really that bad? Craig Moffett called out Verizon's C-band problem. Quote, C-band problem. Apparently C-band is a problem. There are more holes than cheese in the C-band network, according to Moffett, referring to Verizon's dismal score in OpenSignal's latest 5G availability report. Verizon responded to fierce questions about those claims, saying OpenSignal's availability measure is flawed in its basic methodology. Okay, so Moffett is saying, based on OpenSignal data, C-band is trash. Verizon's response, OpenSignal's measurements, how they test it, is trash. All right, let's talk facts. Verizon spent $52 billion on C-band spectrum. $52 billion. So that's the actual spectrum licenses, averaging 160 megahertz of bandwidth at N77. And then, of course, early clearance costs from the satellite operators to like repack it for cellular use. And then also, the actual network build, which got a $10 billion dedicated CapEx for C-band, which that wraps up this year. Analyst Craig Moffett says C-band spectrum isn't very good and is not fixing the 5G coverage problem. It's going to require more money, lots of money. So he's basically saying C-band has no reach. Guys, all right, for what it's worth, the C-band auction generated almost $100 billion. I think it was like $91 billion. Is it possible that Verizon is stupid, AT&T is stupid, T-Mobile is stupid, and all the other companies that invested billions of dollars in the C-band? Is it possible that they're all stupid and they don't know what the hell they're doing? But Craig Moffett, he's the genius behind, cellular networking across the globe. He is the authority. I mean, these companies spent so much money, $100 billion, to say that this frequency is trash, and it led to a holy Swiss cheese 5G network from Verizon. It's pretty wild that Cable Craig Moffett, aka Clown Shoes, cites OpenSignal as a way to measure the effectiveness of C-band. He didn't want to use empirical data from actual testing of the frequency. No RF-related studies, but just an OpenSignal report. He cited OpenSignal's 5G availability score for T-Mobile being 68%. Do you guys know why T-Mobile's OpenSignal 5G availability score is 68%? It's because for the last 6 years, T-Mobile has been building out the N71 layer, the low-band layer of their 5G network. Low-band. Low-band on full power can reach like 20 miles off the top of a mountain. But what can you do with a signal being stretched 20 miles from a mountain? The bandwidth for that channel might be 10 megahertz, it might be 15, it might be 20. If you can get 1 megabit per second on that connection, you would be thrilled. If you could place and hold a call on that connection, you would be thrilled. I don't even think you could hold a video call like a FaceTime under those kind of circumstances. You don't want your cellular frequencies having to be stretched that long. You want a dense network with multiple frequencies and lots of bandwidth. So we don't look, at least us here at the SMT Nation, those of us that are into the technicals, the RF parameters, we like to look at the actual testing. Those performance metrics tell us what's really happening. He's comparing N71, which is a low band, 600 megahertz, compared to a mid-band frequency that is in the 3700 range. 600 megahertz to 3700 megahertz. What the hell? So here's the data from OpenSignal. AT&T's 5G availability is at 11.8%. T-Mobile's at 68%. Verizon's at 7.7%. I point you guys to all of the quality metrics from like root metrics and those types of things. Having the highest 5G availability has given T-Mobile, what, 1 or 2 state wins in root metrics. It's given them, some metros, which is cool, But Verizon won the most metros, Verizon won the most states, and Verizon won the national testing and route. Because when the 5G or 4G LTE icon doesn't matter, it's just about having usable connections. So he's trying to push a narrative that really just doesn't matter. Comparing a low band to a mid band is disingenuous and misleading. Now, we don't get tricked by this type of thing. But he's going to push this story to the investor community. He's an analyst. That's what this is really all about. I mean, maybe he's trying to insinuate that T-Mobile's decision to go all in on 2,500 is just that much better than everybody else going all in on 3,700. I will tell you guys, I've been testing T-Mobile's N41 for years. I've been testing, Verizon and AT&T CBand for years. The download, especially when it comes to metro areas and suburban, the bigger underlying factor is actually the fiber backhaul to the tower sites and less about the bandwidth. Like AT&T's got 120 megahertz in my market, Verizon's got 140, T-Mobile's got 180, and very regularly both AT&T and Verizon outperform T-Mobile's N41 on C-band because the C-band just has higher capacity fiber circuits pushing it. The performance actually has nothing to do with the frequency. Verizon is also using massive MIMO on all their gear, and so is AT&T. It makes a huge difference. The uplink on C-band has been very much better than N41. In fact, N41, the uplink is atrocious. N25 does all the heavy lifting for that uplink and actually makes it very usable and nice. Hell, even N71 offers better uplink than N41 in most cases. If I want to do a video call or something, I'll disable N41 and just lock it into N71. This is a really bad statement from this dude. You can clearly see that there's something he's trying to do and accomplish. I'm just not a fan of this. So you got Fierce, they published an article on it. The original articles, I think, were published on Light Reading. Guys, when it comes to the technologies, when it comes to the fiber circuits, I just don't care about low-band 5G. And that's where this comes from. That's why T-Mobile's at 68% on this 5G availability. It's because it's low-band 5G. Those channels are skinny. They congest easily. There's nothing to get excited about. There's no higher order MIMO. The QAM's not better. It's all that stuff is the beamforming. It's all on the mid-band channels. 5G is fun on mid-band. 5G is spectacular on millimeter wave. 5G on low band is a joke. Nothing good about it. No, there's nothing even 5G about it. In fact, you will get basically the same performance. I can't spot a difference. Numerically, empirically, I can't show it. I can't produce the results where, like a 10 megahertz channel of N71 outperforms a 10 megahertz channel of band 71. It's like the same. It was the same 5 years ago when they first launched it. The 600 megahertz on LTE. Nothing to get excited about low band. I mean, sure, it's cool for calling and stuff, and you get some propagation. It works in your house, and if you're far from the site. What's exciting about that, though? Come on, man. Moffat, aka Clown Shoes. That's my rant for the day. SMT Nation, it is time for me to introduce to you Aura. Give you guys an incredible suite of cybersecurity protections to keep everything that you do online safe. Keeping you safe from identity theft, scams, online threats, including protections for your entire family. They offer pretty much a worry-free trial period. Obviously, the pricing is very competitive, starting at $12 per month. They've got one simple and easy app for you to use. They've got incredible features, $1 million in coverage, 24/7 expert fraud support, transparent pricing, the money-back guarantee at 60 days with a free trial, no strings attached. So with the odds of falling victim to an online crime being 1 in 4, this would change everything. Really should check them out. The financial fraud protection is worth its weight in gold. Help keep your kids protected within boundaries that you set forth for them. Proven to be the fastest, most reliable fraud alert system. And it's as simple as choosing your plan, simply setting up how you're enrolled, and then getting notified for all the things that it's monitoring. Start your free trial now. Use our link. It's down in the description, and it's also here on the screen, aura.com/Sneed. You guys can click the URL. It's hyperlinked down in the description. And again, it's up here on the screen, aura.com/Sneed. Protect yourself from all the digital threats that's out there in the world.